everyone. I have been guided to do another twin flame reading, and I feel like this one is from the Divine Masculine. This is the Divine Masculine trying their best to explain how they are feeling at the moment, what's going on in their world, in relation to you, the connection, and perhaps even other situations around them. So yeah, let's see what they have to say. It's always nice when the Divine Masculine does step forward, because, you know, a lot of the time they are afraid, perhaps uneasy with it, and they just need to take that step really slow. So if they come forward, then wow, it's great, you know. Right then, two cards came out the same deck. So I'm going to just go with this one intuitively, just to see what I feel they wish to tell you. I feel like they're beginning to realise just the power of this connection, that this connection is just something so different. It is embodied in their heart. It is so deep that they just simply can't imagine ever having lived without it. And for them to stop and think about the fact that, you know, this connection could have been there all along. Either one of you could have chosen to ignore it or avoid it, or yeah, perhaps you didn't even see it. Perhaps you were a bit blind to its presence. That does pain them a bit, because, well, it's lost time, isn't it? And everything else just seems so invalid. It's just no good. Nothing else will cut it like this anymore. This is like the diamond. This is the best, and it's all they want. It really is. And their heart is ready to burst out their chest for you, Divine Feminine. They can't get enough of this connection. They're also feeling, well, they're at that point where the chains are breaking free now, and they are releasing themselves. They are becoming the best version of themselves. And okay, this might be slow, and you might be feeling like this is taking a long time, but for them, this feels quick. This feels intense. It feels very, very quick. And in some ways it's like a rocket has gone off in their life, and they're just hanging on to the end of it, and they have got no sense of direction. It's just, all of it is leading them to you, which that is comforting for them. They understand that. They don't mind if that's where they're heading, but they just wish they could make more sense out of it. So in their transformation, they are trying to learn more. They are trying to grow and understand all the different aspects of the connection. And they feel like you know so much more than they do, which in truth is not true at all, because as souls, you understand the connection equally. You know, there is no difference here between a masculine and feminine, or either soul, either person. You both chose to do this. You both have awareness of it. It's just a case of what lessons needed to be learnt and when. And that was all prearranged before coming into this life. So again, I'm just going to keep going with the intuition here. I'm not going to read from the card. That is your Divine Masculine ready to take on the world. And, you know, if somebody challenges them and says that it's all in their head and it's not real, well, they are ready to fight back. They are ready to fight for you. They are standing strong. They don't care what anyone else thinks. And if anyone seems to attack their nature because of how they are around you, or perhaps even in the 5D, you know, perhaps they feel open and vulnerable, and that makes them feel on edge. But in actual fact, they just think, they're beginning to think and realise that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. This is how I feel. This is what I know. I don't care anymore. I am comfortable with this. I am happy. I am ready. And this is for me, and I'm not going to let anyone else take this from me. So that's some big change there. That is confidence. Yeah, your masculine is releasing any resistance, and they are ready to move on. Right, I'm just shuffling another deck just to see what cards come out, if we get any. So this is what the Divine Masculine wishes to share with you. Okay, and it has jumped on the floor, so we shall take that one. And we've already had this one today. It is funny how they just come back out. Yeah, so I feel like this is your Divine Masculine being aware of your presence in the 5D. They are becoming more and more comfortable with you being around them and spending time with them. They only wish that this was in the physical, in the real world. And I mean, yes, we have that debate about which is the real world, whether we are in fact spiritual beings having a human experience or not. But for the Divine Masculine right now, they could literally spend all day with you in the 5D, and in the 3D, that's all they want to do. I feel like, you know, he's looking at this book here, and this book is just a book of you. It's just images, it's memories, it's feelings, it's emotions and energy. And he's reading that over and over and over again. He's replaying it. It's stuck. It's like a reel going round and round and round. And no matter how many times he may read it, no matter how many times he sees the same thing, he will watch it over and over and over again, because it brings with it so much clarity, so much beautiful intenseness. It's just so wonderful. He is not prepared to let that go. He doesn't want to. He wants to submerge his entire self, his soul, in the heart of you. And that's what's in that book. It's your heart coming out and touching his. Yeah, that's just, it's absolutely gorgeous. It really is. I feel like, you know, in some ways I want to give the Divine Masculine a round of applause for getting to that point where they've pushed the ego aside. They're feeling now. They've got into a position where they are feeling their own energy. And yeah, they're not bothered. Oh, you know, this, I can't remember if this is from today or from yesterday, but again, repetition. And I swear I have just shuffled the cards, and I shuffled them yesterday. Follow your heart. So yeah, that is now the Divine Masculine. That's how I'm seeing that. The Divine Masculine is connecting with their higher beings, higher self, and their angels and their guides, and they know it in their heart, hand on heart. This is real. This is what I want. I cannot pretend anymore. Please just help me get there. That's what he's saying. He's actually calling out and he's asking for help on that one. And you know, again, as I said before, ask, believe, receive. If he's ready and he's asking for that, and he knows it and he feels it, then he will receive it. He will get the help that's needed. Okay, next card. It's just jumped out the deck, and yeah, I don't use this card very often. So I feel like this is your Divine Masculine moving away from his dark side. He has seen the light. He has acknowledged what's happened. He's acknowledged the shadow side of himself. He's not in denial of it. He's not going to play it down and pretend that, you know, he's all wonderful and everything's been fantastic, because he knows it's not. He knows there's been errors there. He knows he's been in a dark energy for some time, but now he's stepping forward with courage, with pride, and he's connected. He's connected so deeply with the universe now, and he feels it. Even if he doesn't understand it, he feels it and he knows it. And because of that, because he's now found the confidence and the courage, he will come forward to you, Divine Feminine. He is feeling ready to do that. And yeah, he knows he's got everything around him, and he's seeing signs as well. I feel like the signs are coming forward every day, and they are intense. They're following him everywhere. He can't get away from it. And you know, a few months ago he might have found that a bit frustrating, and now he's addicted. He's like, show me another sign, please, universe, give me another sign. And goodness me, if you are lucky enough to be living in the same area and he sees you, well, he's ecstatic with excitement when he sees you. It's so much so that he is literally lost for words. He goes weak at the knees and can't find his own voice. He is just so in awe of your energy and your beauty that he's stunned. He's actually stunned. But on reflection afterwards, and he does replay this over and over again in his mind. He thinks about you afterwards and thinks about what he could have said and thinks about your smile and all of it. And he just has that on repeat. It's a bit like the book we had before there. He's just playing it over and over and over again in his mind. Okay, next one. I feel like this, even though this is a reading from the Divine Masculine, I feel like this is you being ready to receive the Divine Masculine. And he is becoming aware now that you are a safe place, that he can return home. And no matter how much or how little he feels he may have grown, he knows he is ready to fly. He is ready to spread his wings and he is ready to come to you. He can't imagine anywhere else he'd rather be. It's just you. It's you every time, Divine Feminine. This is where he can blossom. It's where he can grow. It's where he can take down his guard and just simply be. There is no judgment. There is no pain. There is only love and healing and protection. And he wants that more than anything. He just wants to come home to you. Yeah. That's really, really beautiful. And he knows that your heart is open, that you are ready to receive him. Only recently I feel like there was times when the masculine was doubting the connection, and if given a chance, the ego will always try and put a stop to these things. But he's slowly just getting his head around it, that actually the ego is full of it, if you know what I mean. And he's just telling the ego where to go. He doesn't want to listen to that anymore. He's not interested. He knows he deserves better, and he's going to get it. He's going to find a way to get it regardless. Yeah. So next ones, I've just had two come out the same deck. First one. I can't remember if I've just had this recently. I haven't, perhaps not. Perhaps it's just another Pentacles. But yeah, I feel like this is your Divine Masculine holding up his hands and saying, yeah, I know this is real. I believe it. I see it now. It's been forged from something deep within the earth and from the higher realms, and there is no more pretending. We are two, we are founded together, we are two that become one great, great, powerful thing. And I'm putting my hands up and I'm saying, yeah, I do want this. This is real for me. And I'm breaking away from any chains, any shackles. I no longer want to be tied down in the wrong relationship, in the wrong situation. I am ready to step forward for what I deserve and what I need. So there's some great strength there, some great courage. He's coming out of the fire into something so much. Well, it's a funny one because he's coming out of something so fierce, and yet he is coming away from that really, really soft, sensitive, gentle, mellowed. So this connection is awakening him to the beauty within his own heart. He no longer feels the need to be angry or tense or, he doesn't want to challenge anymore. He doesn't want to feel that negative energy or be on the defensive. He just wants to be at peace. And you've allowed him to do that. You've allowed him to see who he really is on a soul level. And you've allowed him to connect with that energy, that part of himself. And it's been lost. And here he is saying, you know what? This is me. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm ready to embrace it. Here we go again. This one came out at the same time. He's just so proud. He's proud of himself, and perhaps he's almost showing off a little bit here. He's like, yeah, look how far I've come. Look how great I am. Not in a cocky sort of bad way. But he's just so happy. He's just so proud. He can't believe he's done it, and he's broken the mold, and he's overcome his fears and his challenges, and he doesn't care what anyone thinks anymore. He's connected, and he knows that connection is with you. There are two of you in one body, and that is your soul. That is the soul that is one. That is the universe bringing the twins together. And yeah, he's just so proud of that. He's proud of you. He's proud of the connection, and that's the energy he wants to stay in. He does not want to go back to anything other than you, because you are what he deserves. You are what he needs, and you two together can create something so wonderful. And he's feeling that now. He's knowing that you two together can change the world. You really, really can. And yeah, he wants that. He wants that now. And I mean, please don't expect it to be like an overnight thing and suddenly everything's changed. We know these things take time, but just be aware, just be mindful. Give him credit that he's actually realised and he's coming forward. Right, these two cards have come out of the deck at the same time, but I'm taking both of them. I feel like this is where the Divine Masculine has been. He has been in the Hermit energy. He has had to take a step back. Perhaps that is him blocking you, ghosting you, avoiding you, whether that's 3D, 5D. There's been some distance there, but that has been for his own development, for his own journey. He has needed time to reflect, and he has needed time to connect with his angels, his team, his guides, just even his intuition. He's had to know what he's feeling. He's had to go into the darkness to be able to see the light. And, you know, he's come out strong now. And he isn't bothered anymore. This keeps coming up. He's not bothered about what anyone else thinks. He knows as well as you do that this is real, and he's glad he went to that place, even though it was awful, and it truly was. It was dark, and he regretted it in the moment. He thought he should never have left you. He felt like he'd betrayed you, he'd abandoned you, and honestly, that is the last thing he ever wants to do. To feel like he's rejecting you or abandoning you or pushing you away pains him probably more than it actually pains you. And some of you might find that hard to believe, but he really, really does feel that pain. It's a horrible, dark place. So he's glad to be out of it. He's out of fear now, and he's ready to move forward. Okay, this is the one that came out at the same time. Now this I feel, and again I'm going to go intuitively here, I feel like this is where your Divine Masculine has been. He has been weighing up his options. He has been looking at different scenarios, different ways out of his situation, and he's also been fantasizing. He's been thinking about where he would like to be, what he could do. Oh, he's been playing out lots of different ideas, and it's almost like a role play in his mind. Things he could say to you, places he could go with you, conversations you could have, conversations you really, really would like to have, but something is keeping him stuck. And I think that is just simply time. The time is not now. He does need to spread his wings. He needs to oversee things from his own perspective, and come to terms with that, to understand what is going on for himself before he then contacts you and talks about that. Yeah, he wants to feel assured. He wants to feel supported. He wants to feel afloat. He doesn't want to feel as though these emotions are going to knock him off his feet again. So he wants to feel grounded before he approaches you. And I feel like, Divine Feminine, you have spent a long time over the years doing this yourself. You have taken a lot of time to try and process and understand the connection. And you know how this feels. And yeah, I feel a frustration there on your part, because you know it has taken you so long to get to where you are now. So the thought of the Divine Masculine going through it, you feel his pain, but you also feel frustrated because you know it could take a long time. And that just means more waiting, which, yeah, nobody in a twin flame connection wants that. But believe and trust that no matter how long it takes, it's what's meant to be. And, you know, I think we need to give the Divine Masculine more credit, because we always seem to get these messages that, you know, the masculine is on the slower side of things, they're taking time, but actually they're just thorough. They're really thorough. They don't want to miss a thing. They want to be sure of themselves. They want to do it right, and that's what's important. So give him some space, give him some time, and allow him to come forward when he's ready, when he's clear, when he understands his own feelings, without you you know, influencing that in any way. Allow it to come from him. And you know it's genuine that way as well. You know he's not just feeding into what it is you want to hear, you know. Okay, next one. This is well, I was going to say this is you, but then I've just been guided to see that actually this is how the divine masculine, sees you. So he sees you and he knows that you light up. You are so beautiful, so radiant, so full of energy and happiness and passion. You remind him of a child. You're free, you're free-spirited, you're independent, you're confident, you're fun, you're happy, you're loving, you're just gentle, you're a gentle soul, and you know, he just wants to hug you, he wants to hold you, he wants to be there for you, and he knows that you are connected. He knows that you have a huge team of people behind you, and sometimes he almost senses that when he's with you, whether that's 3D, 5D, he can sense the energy of your angels and your guide and your team, and he knows that you hold some power that's far greater than anyone else he's ever met. He just loves your energy. He loves that you are in a free-spirited form. You just go with it. You just, in his eyes, you don't seem to worry about anything. You just seem to be alive and going with it. And what's not to like about that? You know, no worries and, yeah, freedom, excitement, adventure. And okay, you might be saying, oh, that's not me at all. I'm quite the opposite, you know, I have needs. I'm insecure, I'm stressed, I'm frustrated, my life's chaotic, whatever it may be. But for him, in his eyes, he sees you radiant and magical, like you are a child reborn, with just so much energy and so much light and love, which really is beautiful. Okay. So, and another card we have, Catch Your Breath. I did, I was just guided there to read the text on the card there. I feel like this, and this one's a funny one as well, it's the inner child of your divine masculine. So despite everything he's just said about you and how he sees you as this young, youthful, radiant, childlike being, full of light and love, he himself feels like he needs to do that. He would like to connect with that himself. He would like some space and some time to come to terms with who he is, where he is, what's going on in his life, to ground himself in nature, to transform in the direction he wishes to go in, to just have some healing and some space and some time to catch his breath. There's been a lot going on, and to be honest, the world has just been upside down crazy, and as an adult he does not really know who he is. So if there's one thing he would like to connect with, that is an older version of himself, one that is still at peace and happy, and yeah, he would like to do that. So give him that space, give him that time, and hopefully when he's done with that, he'll feel in a better position to come forward to you. Another card. We seem to have quite a long reading going on here. It's quite nice. Well, that's a lovely card as always. This is the two of you. So I feel like this is intimacy moving on now really, really strongly, and you know, this energy between you is pulling so close now. You are drawing in faster and faster, and you cannot separate. You cannot take your eyes off each other. You cannot take your mind off each other. This thing that is growing between you is growing stronger than anything you have ever known, and you just can't imagine ever being apart. You're meant to be together, you are right for one another, and you are connected. There is so little space between you, because in truth there is none, because you are connected, you are one. So have faith that that connection is real. Feel each other. Yeah, if you want to feel each other and you're in a situation in reality where you can't, just take a moment, go in the 5D and imagine their presence with you and send yours to them. You know, there's no reason why you can't take a moment to just to love them from the 5D if you can't in the physical. The next card that's just come out, I just love it. I love it when this happens. There we go. And I mean, that to me just sums up exactly what we've just said. The grounding, the connection, the blossoming. You're intertwined. You are together now forever. You cannot break away from this. There's just no way anymore. The roots are so interconnected. You are bound together, and this is the only thing that either of you desire. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I needn't say it anymore on that. The pictures tells you the whole story. You're just lit up. You're alive. It couldn't get any brighter or any better. Right, I'm going to go with one last pile, and that's going to be it then. Okay, this is the last card. Okay, awareness. So I feel like if you have the time, and this is both of you here, if you have the time to just look at the situation, at your connection, and look at it from many different perspectives, please. If you can do that, please try and break away from the 3D reality. Don't be bogged down by all the heaviness that surrounds us in this world. Look at it from outside of that as well. Look at it from your inner child perspective. Look at it from somebody else's perspective, a friend or a family member. Listen to your guides, your angels, and see how they perceive this connection. Can they offer any advice or guidance as to how to move things forward, to improve the situation, to change things? Know that you're protected. That's both of you together in this bubble of love, and no matter what waves come and sweep you away, you are bound together. You will survive it. You will go with the rise and fall, the tumble, the crash, the ups and downs. You are ready to do this journey together now. Okay, at times there may be an imbalance in emotions, or somebody might be feeling more strongly than the other at one given time. Then that doesn't mean that the other person doesn't care, or they're disinterested. Not at all. It just means they may be working on something for themselves. They may need to take a step back, and perhaps that means playing it down a little, pretending that, you know, they're not as overwhelmed by this as you are. And it maybe you might even find that one of the twins says that they're not that bothered, it's all in your head or whatever. But we know that that's just a lie. That is just their way of protecting themselves. It's self-preservation. It's a way of playing it down for themselves so that they do not have to face what's really going on and delving into those emotions. So if that happens, please don't take it personally. Don't feel like you're not good enough and they're not bothered, because it's not true at all. It's just a facade. It's just a mask. It's just their way of pushing you away for a short while they come to terms with things, while they gather their thoughts and process what this is. And as I've already said, they are ready for that now. They know that they want to come forward to you. They know that this is real. So they are allowed an off day. They are allowed a day where, you know, they're in doubt, or they just want to be sure of it or question it. You know, we all do that. We all have days where we're believers and not believers. I think that's normal on the journey. It's so big, this twin flame journey, that, you know, if you believed every single second of it every day, then you'd be wondering why on earth it hadn't happened. And I think the doubt is there to move you forward. It's there to make you question, to look at things from a different way, different angle, and to create change, to improve yourself, to improve the connection, to strengthen the bond, to just get to a better place. So be aware, be mindful, show your twin compassion, show yourself compassion, treat yourself the way you would treat him or her, and not any less. Don't be hard on yourself. Be kind, be loving, be graceful, and be awake, be aware, be switched on. And please do not forget the 5D. The 5D is where the energy can really, really transcend all things and create waves in the 3D that really cannot disappear. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that and have got some messages from it that resonate. Have a lovely day and thanks for listening. Bye.